Welcome, Solara here. I hope you guys are doing well. I've been trying to get on here for a while to do a longer reading, but I haven't been able to. It's been a very, very crazy time, energetically speaking, in the aftermath of the full moon in Gemini. And then we've had some very, very intense ascension energies and solar weather occurring on the earth. That's all here to facilitate, but in doing so, it also brings up all of the things that have been like hidden in the cellar. And I've been getting a lot of downloads over the weekend. Now we'll see what comes out today. But before I even get into the reading, let me share with you some of my downloads. Thank you to my newer subscribers. Thank you to those of you who come over from TikTok. Thank you for your likes, for your comments, for your subscriptions. Please hit the notification bell if you want to know when I post more content. But yes, I'm grateful to all of you for being here at this time. And yeah, some of the downloads I've been receiving. So over the weekend, there felt like there was a lot of dream binding and fuckery and interference that was happening for many divine beings. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing, another message that kept on coming through over the weekend very strongly was that they are waking up to who we are. Okay, so some of these people are highly aware. Okay, and they've been like tracking and tracing us this whole time. Some of us from the time we entered into this planet, you know, from the time we were birthed, from the time we entered into this realm for this incarnation, right? And some of them have been like, especially your enemies and those who sold you out for material shit. Some of them were somewhat aware of who you were. It's like to varying degrees. Everyone's story is going to be different. But those who have been in denial are waking up now more. And the reason they're waking up more is because you're waking up more. And the more you take your power back, the more they have to see who you are. And the more that the things that they've been building using your energy must crumble. Okay? And so when that happens, the revelation of who you are becomes more real. Now, there was another energy that was coming through, and this was coming through last week, but I'm going to bring it up because it's continuing into the energies that are happening right now. And that is that a lot of these enemies or, you know, karmic people, you know, weak people, I guess. They don't have to be full-on enemies. Some of them have just made bad choices. Some of them were given, like they were like led to a crossroads kind of energy last week where they were given the opportunity to kind of stop what they were doing or to move forward and continue. And like I assumed would happen, many of them chose to continue with their fuckery. Yes. And as such, the message I've been picking up today is that today is like a day, I don't know why specifically today, but they're showing me specifically today that some of the things that they are going to do or were trying to do, some of them are doing stuff around the full moon. You know, that's just the truth. But there's something about today and the energy of them, you know, doing more shit. I want to say before I get into the cards, because this is heavy energy, and I want to tell you guys that if this is your story, if you're a divine being and you've woken up and you're realizing that this is your reality, I want you to know how powerful you are. And I want you to know how fucking powerful you must be. That whole groups of people have to bind you and do things on the low and stealthily and energetically just to get you not to wake up. Now, that's just getting you not to wake up. Can you imagine once you begin to really tap into a lot of the powers that you have that the old energies of the Matrix didn't allow for us to fully have access to, because this is really what they are trying to prevent. You see, by energy harvesting, they were keeping their grids, their false grids, their false mother grids, matrix grids, alive. And they were doing that with the energy of divine beings. And the more you pull your energy back for yourself, the more their grids crumble. And they already have, they already have crumbled, but it's happening even more. It's like the little influence they had is dying now. Like it's like going, the end of a candle. You get what I'm saying? Like it's flickering, it's trying to stay alive, but it's going out. Of course, in this realm, we have to deal with time, which is already being fucked with also, But yeah, know that the fact that they just had to keep you asleep. This wasn't even them trying to hold you out of your power. This was just them trying to keep you asleep before you access your power. So can you even begin to imagine how fucking powerful you are? Okay, another download that's been coming in. A lot of fuckery right now with divine partnerships and divine unions. As many of you know, 2022 is the year of the lovers. This was the year, or is the year, where many divine unions are either coming into place materially or spiritually. They're being allowed to come together, and we'll see them roll out more in 2023. There's a lot of fuckery going on. There always has been. But a lot of trying to prevent divine partnerships from coming together, because you have to also understand that some of you, your destiny is very much tied to being in partnership with certain energies, frequencies, people, etc. And to that end, they're still doing everything they can to try to postpone, distract, detract as many of us as possible from coming into union. It's not going to work because we're awake, but I say this to you so that you are very aware at this time that this is very, it's a heightened energy, really heightened. Like yesterday when I did readings on TikTok, that's all the energy that came out for 4 readings. That's the only energy that wanted to make itself known. It was like Spirit wanted for us to really like recognize and realize the pitfalls and the traps. And the pitfalls and the traps are, like old people returning and pretending to be something they're not. Or even for some of us, settling for a divine partner who's not at our level. I'm going to be careful with how I say this because everyone's story and viewpoint is different, and things change as we are given more information and intel. But I will say this, another download that was coming through strongly today is that some of you had divine partners who sold you out. And the reason they were even brought into your energy, they were purposely placed on your path for the purpose of activating you. They came in to activate you, okay? Of course, they had free will. They felt the connection too, but a lot of them chose material things over the connection. And when I say material things, I mean a lot of them were in cahoots with different people, groups, and agencies in order to keep you on a hamster wheel, because that's also how they energy harvest. To keep you with the ups and the downs, the constant highs and lows is how they create the atmosphere within your energy field that makes you more easy to harvest. But I won't talk anymore about that. I'm going to get into the reading. It's 1919 on my clock. You are surrounded by an army of angels. You are surrounded by an army of angels at this time. And I know about what you guys know about angels, but this is what I know. Angels ain't no little babies, naked babies shooting arrows. Angels are warriors and soldiers, and some of you have them right now protecting your interests, defending you, and also going on the attack for you, because this is the stage we are on this journey. So no, you have an army of angels fighting on your behalf. Okay, so make sure that you're thanking them. Make sure you're connecting, even if you're just praying or lighting a candle or just recognizing or asking for their help. Oftentimes, divine energies or, high resonating, high vibrating energies will not do anything without our permission, like in our personal energy fields. Like collectively, they might be fighting on your behalf, but there's more power when you give them permission to fight your battle, okay? Because they're there and they're wanting to. So some of you are being shown that because you're not utilizing the power you have in the angelic and archangelic forces that surround you that want to help, okay? Always make sure that whenever you work with these beings that you make sure their intentions are benevolent. You say that, and yeah, you command your energy. No one else. No one else, okay? Of course, we have the 12th house coming out. Sorry, did I show you these cards? Okay, so we have an army of angels. Then we have the 12th house coming out, okay? So the 12th house is, of course, traditionally ruled by Pisces. It's house of hidden enemies. I'm also drawn to that 12. Right now we are in the 12th month, as you know, 1922, 3-3. You might have been seeing that recently too. The 12th house is interesting. It rules over, and this is a message that Spirit's been showing me more in the past couple of days, that the 12th house also rules over like imprisonments, prison environments like jails and hospitals, asylums, monasteries, even places where people get locked away or choose to like lock themselves away, almost energy. And it also, I was having a conversation with a friend about this. It also rules over spirituality. It's Piscean energy, and Pisces is the most mature sign of the zodiac. It's the ending of all. But it's also the most spiritually and emotionally mature of the water signs, because it's also mutable energy. So the 12th house is all about closure. So this is coming out because many of you who've been imprisoned, there's a closing to these energies, and realize that when I say imprisoned, that's on so many levels, okay? So on the one hand, we have people who have been in mental and emotional prisons. That's the majority of people. But the reason that those mental and emotional prisons exist that then manifest a reality where we're very restricted in how far we can go and what we can do, which is a lot of it's spell work, but also utilizing our own skills and abilities to manifest through energy. It's abusing that through abusing us in order for us to create realities that were in alignment with who it is they needed us to be to harness, as opposed to who it is we actually are. And to that extent, there was a lot of binding that occurred in the spirit realm and astrally. Remember, as above, so below. On earth as it already is in the heavens. And Jesus himself said, what you bind on earth will be bound in the heavens, and what you loose on earth will be loosed in the heavens. Meaning that the bindings that occur, everything happens first in the spirit realm. This is why there's been so much deception and a push of organized religion to mentally control the way people connect to God. And it was a collective energy. It was supposed to do that collectively, but it was especially supposed to target divine beings so that we lose our connection with our divinity. And to that extent, a lot of that was done spiritually on the astral, binding us in the heavens so that it was manifested in the earth, and then they threw in other kinds of matrix magic to ensure that the job got done properly, including, you know, their systems and their institutions that are actually designed to limit us and to brainwash us and to keep us thinking together in group mentality instead of going within and finding out who we really are, and the bullying structures of all of these. It's all interconnected, okay, down to the family and some of the families you were born into and the bloodlines you were born into and the spirits within those bloodlines. And yes, there's a closure coming, which might be why the energy is feeling so intense, because it's always like a it's always the darkest right before, you know, the breakthrough, right? So something big is happening right now, and this is why we're having this card. It's also about miracles and the inexplicable. And for me, I've always, like, beyond Christmas, December has always felt energetically to me like a month of miracles. I don't know whether it's because it's the Christmas season and people tend to want to be more generous and kind, and whether that's you know, why that happens, but December has always been a month of miracles. And for some of you, for some of us, the miraculous is wanting to break through. It's on its way. And oftentimes the fight against you, the fight against whatever's coming towards you, that battle's going to pick up because it's really trying to stop the breakthrough coming. So yeah. So pay close attention to your intuition right now and your dreams, because they're speaking, and be very discerning about the messages that are coming through, because realize that there is, I mean, it is what it is. There is dream fuckery that's happening. Setting your intention before you go to bed to remember your dreams, to take authority over your dreams. Your dreams are sacred. They are your own. They are your own divine property, and people who try to interfere and trespass into your dream space are actually trespassers, and they are breaking certain divine laws for as long as you are not consenting to them being there. So make it known before you go to bed that you do not consent, and when they do, that they are to be dealt with. They are to be dealt with, and they will be. And call in your guides or whoever it is that's here to assist and to protect you. Yeah. Yes. I was talking about the 12th house, right? About it being an energy of imprisonment. So this is what came out. No way out, casting illusions. So for some of you, again, it's this energy of just feeling very, very backed in a corner right now, right? Feeling like there's no way out. That's an illusion. That's an illusion, because whatever is coming towards you right now is wanting to break through, and they're fighting against it. And the only way they can stop what's coming for you from entering into your material and physical reality, the only way they can do that is by convincing you that things are so horrible that it pulls you into a lower vibration whereby you are not able to receive it. So work also with your guides right now, your helpers, the angels, the archangels that you trust, you know, work with them and ask them to help you to raise your vibration to be at the place where you're able to receive what it is that's coming towards you. Okay? Yeah, solar magic, okay? We have solar magic. So this is an attack against your heart space, possibly trying to attach to your heart space. Your heart is a stargate. It is where your higher chakras and your lower chakras meet in order for you to project into the universe what it is that you're wanting to call towards you. To that extent, your upper chakras, your crown, your upper energy centers, your crown, your third eye, your throat, they're all connected to your feminine energy and your divine energy. It's how you connect to the cosmos, right? And to the great beyond, you know? But the earth, the lower chakras are how you connect to the earth. So the upper chakras are heaven and the lower chakras are earth. So remember I said on earth is in heaven. Well, your heart chakra is where earth and heaven meet. It's where your upper and your lower chakras meet in order to give out the vibration and the frequency you carry that then attracts everything towards you. So, yes, sorry, I was trying to remember why I was going here. The heart. There's something about trying to mess with, it could be attachments or it could be wounds. The heart is Leo energy, it's solar energy. It's connected with your divine essence and your divine blueprint and gold print, okay? And your ability for it to go out and bloom. So there's something here to that extent. I mean, it makes sense why they're going after divine partnerships, because the things that they're going to try to keep off your path are the things that are going to play with your heart. And oftentimes that realm of relationships and love, especially for divine beings, because most of us are not very materially minded. You know, we want to have a good life. We deserve to have a good life, but that's not what motivates us. That's not where our values lie. Our values lie really in the quality of our relationships, exchanges, you know, and they're aware of this. So they're trying to do something to block the heart. Also, I'm getting a message to like stop the development of the miracle or whatever is coming towards, because the heart is also responsible, if we look at it from an anatomical level, physiological level, it's responsible for pumping blood around your body. It's responsible for pumping your life force, right? Keeping things alive, helping things to develop, to grow, to go through the processes that they need to go through. It's a big part of your overall metabolic processes, because your blood is what provides nutrients to your cells, and then it's also what takes out everything, you know, that your cells produce that is then waste, right? So there's something about trying to stop the circulation of the energies that want to come towards, okay? For some of you, you might be feeling heaviness in your back, especially the upper region of your back. It could be because that's where they're trying to attach. You could also be going through a heart chakra upgrade, and this is what they're peeping also. I mean, take it as it resonates. Many of you who are experiencing this specific like stream of attacks that I'm talking about, is because you are called into positions of authority and leadership in the new earth, and this is what they're trying to attack. So this is all about the sun energy. Is all about like spiritual illumination, being in alignment with your soul's purpose, about your creativity, your health, your abundance. The sun energy is where you wake up to the truth of who you are, right? Before you go into that Virgo energy, that's all about, it's like staking claim. It's like that time you have to spend alone before you go out into the world, having recovered your truth. So the sun is all about recovering your truth, recovering your gifts, recovering your power, and recovering your vitality. And then the Virgo energy that comes right after is all about, it's like all about connecting, taking the time alone to connect with that part of self in order to create the structures you need to move forward now and connect with the wider world. Because then we move into the second half of the zodiac that has to do with partnerships, relationships, society, community, all of that stuff. Okay, so there's something here with this sun energy about attacking your ability to recover the vitality you need in order to prepare for your next steps moving forward, okay? The sun is also all about your fame and your success. If you're a prophet, your ability to connect with the wisdom that you need to share with the world. So all of this is under, this is what's being aimed. This is what they're casting illusion around, okay? Trying to cast shadows and doubt around these areas of your life. Right, direction and distribution of energies and materials. This is what the sun is all about. So think about that also, because direction and distribution of materials, this is where we are right now. We are at a transition where those who have taken everything from us in order to build their so-called empires, everything has to come back to us now. And at every turn, it's like, I was explaining it earlier on to my kids, it's like they are really sore losers. You know, the loser who they've already lost the race, but they have to take that moment away from the winner too. They have to go and make it about them. This is the energy, and it's no surprise, because this whole age of Pisces was built upon this narcissistic paradigm and template. So they're now throwing big hissy fits, not because they think that they can win, but just because they want to ruin now what it is, that they want to make it as difficult as possible. So know this, don't give in to their illusions. It's not true. It's not true. Okay, we do have at the bottom spider magic for ensnarement, okay? So this card is all about, it's a double energy, okay? As all things are. Everything has its polar opposite, its light and its dark. And in the dark side, spider magic is an emblem. A spider is an emblem that shows that someone is trying to weave a web and ensnare you in a trap, or try to control and command you in some way. In its light aspect, the spider energy is all about your ability to weave your own reality and to do so powerfully. And it's also divine mother energy. In many traditions, like ancient older traditions, or even cultural traditions, there are stories of the spider being the creator of the world, especially in a lot of African folklore. There's a story about the spider actually being the creator or the creatress, because it is a feminine energy of the world. And in the light aspect of this energy, it's all about you connecting with your own solar energy, right? Also your solar plexus, right? To actualize the truth of who you are, actualize your gold print, as I like to say, and to begin to weave based upon the premise of that truth. Right? So the Matrix wanted you tapping into your solar plexus energy so you would create from a place of childhood wounding. Right. But this is calling you to create from that place of your divine power and truth that's illuminated by the gold of your solar plexus, the treasure you found. So that's the purpose of alchemy. You're here to find the gold in everything, including self. And then as a divine being, you naturally go out in the world and you help other people to find the gold within themselves and within their surroundings. And this is what they didn't want you to do. They didn't want you to be light workers and light bringers, because wherever you go, you spread hope and healing. That's just who you are. Your energy does that in general, and your essence does that, and your words might do that for many of you, or whatever gifts and talents you have, it carries that life-giving force. And in the old age, they were taking that from you. They were harnessing that energy and that essence in order to get materially rich. They were trading it for fool's gold, which is real gold, right? But it's still fool's gold, which eventually became money, which it doesn't even make sense because it's not real. Like, it's just numbers and paper. Like when you really think about, well, we won't get into that right now. I'm just in a very chatty mood because I've had so much of this stuff coming up, and I've wanted to share it, but so many things in my own life. Be kind to one another right now. Be kind to readers, those of us who come out here and share with you the energy we have in order to spread truth and knowledge. Because the reality is that the reason that we're able to come on here, the reason why so many of the readers you love are able to share this stuff with you, that you might be going through and you might be knowing it is too, but it's bringing confirmation and it's helping you. The only reason is because we're going through it too. You know? So let's be kind to everyone to those who deserve your kindness. You know, to those who are here to, how I like to see it is that the people who are here helping us to increase our light right now are the ones who are worthy of our energy and our investment and our gratitude and all of that. And we just push to the side those who are trying with their tentacles to get into our light, to siphon or to dim it. But yeah, let's get into my Karmic Chronicles deck and see if we can get any more messages. That's too many. That one. Does that want to come on? So yeah, this is confirmation of what I already said. They tried to trap you in astral prisons to keep you stuck in real time. So, and then we have keeping secrets that they know will hurt you, master manipulator. So whoever it was that was responsible for this energy of imprisoning you astrally, they have to deal with what they've done right now. And this is why they, a lot of them are cowards. And instead of backing down and choosing instead to do the right thing, and to begin to heal so they have access to their own life force, many of them are choosing not to. And so for this one, you were dealing with somebody who was keeping secrets they knew would hurt you because they needed to manipulate you in order to get what they wanted. And to that extent, they were prisoning you on the astral. Now, some of them were consciously aware. I can say not all of them were. Not all of them knew the full terms and conditions of what they were doing. It depends to what degree they're involved with certain things, corporations, societies. The higher up they are, the more material wealth or access they have, the more they have to know. The more it becomes conscious. It's how they rope them in. It's how they get them to keep everything secret. It's like the worse, the higher up they go, the worse their deeds and sacrifices have to become, right? I won't get into that right now, but I think many of you, if you're watching me, know they didn't know your spiritual ranking. Yeah, that's why I said now they're scared. Many of them were aware to some extent that you were a divine being. Okay, sorry, something's coming up on my screen. That you are like different. Maybe they wouldn't call you a divine being, but somehow they were benefiting off of your energy. Again, it's to whatever degree that this was happening in their realities. But like I said, over the weekend, since this full moon in Gemini, just like you're getting details and I'm getting details about this shit, like Gemini deals with like both sides of the coin, they also are getting information about what they've done and who exactly they've done it to. I felt it over the weekend. Many of them are scared shitless because they had no fucking idea who we are, who you are, what your ranking is. What your ranking is in the spiritual realms. They had no fucking idea who they were fucking with. And now they're knowing, and now they're scared. And some of them are remorseful, mostly because they're scared. But some of them are just going to keep on trying because they've lost so much at this point that it's just like, what the fuck, I may as well continue. They're gamblers. Karmic mother. Some of you have a karmic mother involved in this that keeps going, or that was doing this, or was involved in some way, or is waking up to the fact that you are who she may have thought you were, but didn't know for sure. We have Reaper and Death energy surrounds this person or situation. So when this Reaper and Death card comes up, it means that, well, it can mean a few things. For one thing, it could mean that this person, people, group, because at the bottom of the deck we do have coven or secret society activity, that they have been like sending death magic towards you. Now, bear in mind that death magic can mean many things. It can literally mean that they were wishing death upon you physically. And to that extent, how magic plays out, it will go down the fastest or the most accessible avenue to do that, whether that's through, health, accidents, it doesn't matter, So that's one thing. And I do know that a lot of them have been throwing like this energy of wanting people to get into accidents because my guide showed me that, woke me up. Well, Feverfew entered my dream, and Feverfew is all about breaking that energy. So you guys know, Feverfew is about breaking bindings and energies sent towards you to cause you to be in any kind of accident or to have injury. Feverfew. Okay? So that's one way. Another way they send death magic towards you is to put an end to anything before it grows. So they can put death magic on your money, on your love, so many ways, right? On anything that means something to you. And this could really be what it is. Like, again, I'm thinking about that heart energy and everything that's been coming through surrounding divine partnerships and unions. And again, divine partnerships and unions are not only romantic, they're also to do with your divine co-creators, with those who are supposed to come in to support you and to help you to expand in your light, like I was saying before. Yeah, so sending death energy towards that, making sure or trying to assure that before anything begins to bloom and the energy starts to circulate, like I was saying with that solar energy card, solar magic card, that it dies, right? This person is receiving everything that they've sent onto you back. So it's like whatever it is that they try to send towards you is now surrounding them. And so some of them have been fucking around with, you know, wishing death upon you and your projects and your love life and your money and your, you know, your health and your family and, you know, your creations and so many sick things. And that energy now surrounds them. So if they were attacking your money, that's where they're going to be attacked. If they were siphoning you for that purpose, that's where they're going to be attacked. If they were, you know, sending mental magic to make you crazy, because some of them do, and sending you suicide entities and all that, that's all death magic too, that's where they're going to be attacked. Their mental health, emotional health, physical health, projects, homes, family, love, all of that stuff. Whatever it was that they were sending to you, it's being sent back. And for some of them, it's not even being sent back at the strength it was sent to you. And it's still going to topple them. And I'll tell you why. Because you are a transmuter. If you are a divine being, energetically, you are designed to magnify everything, but also to be able to, a lot of you, to transmute things. And this is why they like to use our vessels for their little energy experiments and games. Because they can give us things that they don't want to deal with and have us transmute it, right? And not with no pain to us when we're not aware, because you should have complete conscious awareness and give consent before you choose to do any of these things. So this is a lot of the time before you're awake, which is why a lot of the time divine beings end up with all manner of illnesses, because they don't know that all of these people are heaping on upon them the burdens that they can't even deal with themselves, right? So yeah, so for some of you, it's not even being sent back to the same degree because they couldn't handle it. Again, this is how powerful you are. And still it's going to, you know, I don't like talking about this stuff because nobody, well, no, I shouldn't say nobody, because these fuckers are out here wishing death upon people. But if you are truly a divine being and you have healed, you don't want this shit to happen to people per se. You know that's part of the justice that has to come. There's no illusion around that. Like, you're in your dark and your light. But if it were up to you, like, it would be like, I wish you would have just stopped kind of energy. You know, now you're going to pay because you did what you did. But I wish you would have just stopped kind of thing. Like, no one's out here wishing this on people. They're just getting back what they've done. And it's still sad, right? You need to know for yourself that all major blocks have been removed. All major blocks. Everywhere they tried to block you, it's been removed. It's been removed. And as such, every time they try to send energies to block your path, they're just blocking their own. We have at the bottom of the deck, time to retreat into hermit mode. Special and specific messages require solitude and silence. This card came out in reverse, and I feel like, I don't think this is for you. I feel like these people, they're being pushed now into hermit mode. They're being pushed into some form of isolation because of the energies they were sending you. They're being placed in an opportunity to search their own souls. And I also feel like some of them are receiving messages to stop. They've been receiving messages to stop. But now they won't have any choice but to be in that energy of solitude and silence for whatever reason. you know. Some of them are doing isolation spells on you, confinement spells, you know, where you found it really difficult to get out of bed and you know, find the energy to live. Those kinds of spells your whole life. Stealing your vitality and your sun force in order to do that. One of the symptoms of solar plexus draining is that. The web they spun to snare you is now their trap. So here we have, right, spider magic for ensnarement. So some of them are still trying to do that shit, trying to control and command your energy and the way things happen in your life. And the web that they're spinning for you, or that they have spun, they're walking right into it, and they're being wrapped up into it themselves. And for some of you, I'm laughing because I heard like, yeah, and you, the spider, you're wrapping them up in that web. Yeah, family abuse at the bottom of the deck. Some of you, this is a whole family. The card that came out at the beginning of this reading when I was shuffling, it wanted to make itself known, was some of you have been groomed for abuse through your family. Yeah, someone's been trying to bind your will to theirs. That shit's not happening anymore. Yeah, they threw the rocks, hit their hands, and arrived on the scene to help and rescue. Yes, so be aware, because that energy might still be happening. Not might, for many of you it is. You know, that energy of creating issues and towers in your life, right? And then coming in to provide the solution and to rescue you so that you can feel like you need them. I need you. When really the truth is they needed you. They needed to control your energy so they could continue to harvest. Crown block attack or distortions is also here. So trying to block your connection to the divine and receiving divine messages. That again can be dreams too. You know, dream fuckery. Anything else want to come out? I don't want this reading to be too long. It already is 40 minutes. Karmic cousin. Again, yeah, family stuff. Karmic cousin, karmic sibling. Let me show you this. We got karmic cousin and karmic sibling. Okay. Yeah, they sabotage your divine union, right? Because your success meant their demise, and they knew this. Yeah, for some of you, coming together with your divine partner meant that you would have access to everything that they've been taking from you in order to build their empires. This is why divine unions have been under such attack. And they knew that you lining up with your divine partner would mean, you know, in coming into union with them, would mean the end of them being able to siphon from you. And this is why at every turn, even now, they're doing things to try to distort and confuse and to keep unions apart. Because for many of you, your divine destiny is very much intertwined with being in union with a person at a specific frequency, and not just even like romantically. For some of you, it's business. Like you have co-creations that are a big part of this, the renovation of this old world, and bringing in and ushering in the energies of the new. And they knew this because they want to hold on to the old world. They don't want the old world to die, because in the old world, they were the false prophets, the false kings and queens. They ran this shit based upon stealing from the true divine beings. And so here we go, yeah. Oh, look, it did come out. It's at the bottom. They intentionally groomed you for abuse, yeah. For some of you, in this message, it's been coming out for me for months, and I have, for some of you, from the time you entered this realm, people have known who you are. Some of your parents have known who you are all of this time. Some of your parents got involved in like these schemes where they pitted you against a sibling. That came out a few weeks ago too in my downloads. They pitted you against a sibling to see if that sibling could take on the role of your destiny. And they intentionally abused you and fucked with you mentally and emotionally, so that you would stay down and not be able to do what it is you've been called to do. Because what you've been called to do requires for you to rise into your divine power and truth and out of your woundedness. So they kept you as wounded as possible in order to try and see if they could transfer the shit to another sibling. And it's like they bet on you. It's like a fucking Hunger Games. And now I have that card in there too somewhere, Hunger Games and Lust Wars. And now they're seeing that you cannot fake divinity. It cannot be faked, it cannot be bought, it cannot be borrowed, it cannot be stolen, it cannot be traded. Either you have the codes and the right to use them, or you don't. And this is what many of them are waking up to now. Some of them are waking up to the fact that they were so stupid to bet against you. They're losing everything because they bet against you. That's where we are right now. You are being called to work with the element of fire. Okay? Work with the element of fire. Fire is great for clearing energies. It's good for calling in protection. If you are a fire sign or you have a lot of fire in your chart, it's really good to connect. It's really good to connect with all of the elements, right? But it's really good to know how to use the elements in accordance with your own birth chart. So if you're very strong fire and water, learn how to use those energies, but also learn how to balance yourself with the elements of air and earth, right? But also fire is here to give reverence to those, like I said, you can light a candle to your house spirits, to your ancestors, to, those benevolent beings that are helping you. The fire is also there to ignite your passion and to get things beginning for you. The first card of the tarot is the Ace of Wands. It's Aries energy. The whole birth chart, the whole zodiac begins with the energy of fire. Everything begins with fire. So clear your path for your new beginning is what's coming through. And what else was coming through just now? It's connecting with your passion, your fire, your drive. It's like reigniting your spirit. There was something else that was coming through. Maybe that's it. Yeah. It's like clearing your path for everything that wants to come. The blockages have been removed already, but this is more like a lot of the things that we're doing right now as divine beings, especially ritualistically speaking, if you've broken out of a lot of this shit through ritual, your own rituals, that is, for yourself. A lot of the rituals you might be being called to do right now are not based upon the fact that energies have to shift. It's mainly clearing the shit around what's coming, and also like grounding in your intention. It's like your way of co-signing with the divine, with the universe, that you're ready for certain things. It's less like combative work and more like coming into agreement and clearing the things around it that would keep you from doing that. Okay, that's kind of the season we're in, ritualistically speaking, many of us. I will get you some help though with my herbal deck. Well, my Rue card is there. I wrote it at the top, but I haven't written I haven't actually filled it in yet. There are a few cards I haven't filled in yet, but the Rue is all about, it can be about heavy clearing of like malefic, malevolent, malicious energies, evil eye, breaking spells. But Rue energy can also be about bringing an end to things. It has abortifacient properties in herbalism. Those are herbs that are designed to cause the uterus to contract and expel its contents. So for some of you, that could be what you're being called to do, not on yourself, but I mean like to anytime they try to do that to your plans, that you combat it with that kind of thing. And I'm not saying you bring their plans, like for their personal plans, to an end. We don't mess with other people's energy. We leave the assholes to do that. I'm talking about their plans specifically against you, that they be aborted, okay? So for some of you, that could be what it is. With Rue, also, very, very strong for clearing out. And like I said, there is this energy of clearing right now. You can, I think you probably can burn rue on charcoal. It's not what I normally do because there's so many different types you can get, but handle it with care. Don't deal with rue if you're pregnant at all. Like, not even, I wouldn't even touch it personally, but that's me. You can bathe in it, again, not if you're pregnant. Yeah, so you're getting the point. Rue is to bring an end to things that are just beginning to form life. Isn't it amazing how I went to school for herbal medicine, and so before I knew the energetic properties of herbs or the magical properties, I knew of the health properties, the medicinal properties. And it's so funny how energy is energy. What works to cure you is also the energy that is used in magic. So rue, like I said, it's used to bring on abortion a lot of the time, is what it's most famous for. And it's the same thing in magic. It can be used to abort those things that you don't want life energy to be gained around. Yes? Let's see. Let's get some guidance. We've got mint. Mint, yes, we did say that. Clarity, focus, and clearance. So mint is all about clearing energies around. Mint is really good for, here we go, so you can see, for clearing mental energies, thought forms, projections, all of that shit. So that's especially important if you're dealing with people who gossip about you, or you know that they are constantly thinking shit about you. You will feel that in your mental body. Probably not to the same extent anymore because you're probably pretty good with protecting your aura and everything, but mint is really good for clearing your mental body of energies that aren't yours, and to bring clarity and focus, and for you to tune into your own mental energies, your own thoughts, as opposed to taking on everyone else's mental chatter. Mint is also supposed to be good for money. I've never used it for money, but apparently it's good for money. It's where we get that whole thing, you know, the terminology minted, right? Red rose. So again, I'm tuning into that Aries and that fire energy, that cardinal beginning of something. Red rose is really good for tuning into your passion and your desire, right? It's all about lustful, sensual energy, like, and lust isn't only to do with sex. That lustful energy is that desire and that wanting for what it is that you're creating and becoming. What did I say? Like, you should surround yourself, or you should call in people into your life that make you wet for your own desires, or if you're a dude, make you hard for your own desires. Like, lust is so much deeper than sex. It also, red rose, also in general, whenever you do any ritual work, doesn't matter what it is, but it's especially more powerful for attraction work. It adds extra power to anything you're doing. Okay. We have cloves at the bottom, which is all about commanding your energy, calling in like sweetness. And these are all energies that are like about clearing the path for something good. This is really what I'm getting now. Clearing the path, connecting with your passion, connecting with your desire, you know, connecting with your sensuality and your lust for life and yourself and your projects and everything that gets your blood going, kind of thing, you know? Yeah. We have Centauri. Centauri is all about expelling snakes. Okay? Yeah. It's all about getting rid of snake energy, right? And when I say snake energy, I mean sneaky snake energy. Snakes are beautiful energies for healing and for especially like rebalancing the entirety of your energy system. Like, snake energy is potent, right, for healing. But then we also have the malevolent side of that, the dark side of that, and this is what it's for. It's for exorcising and banishing parasitic, especially astral parasites, But yeah, it's to get rid of malevolent beings and entities, and it's also there to restore health and guard against spirits and infirmities. So yeah, some of you, these people, like I said, they were sending death magic against your health, and it's time to clear. Like the Rue was coming out, it's time to clear those energies that they try to get circulating in your life. So for some of you, maybe you'd want to consider a Centauri and a Rue bath, okay? Yeah, I've definitely used those before to create baths. Or you can sprinkle it around a candle. You know, use your own intuition when it comes to working with herbs. There are like your divine guidance is always going to be more powerful than anything anyone else can tell you, or even, you know, old rules. A lot of these, the magic from the old world, like the hoodoo, the voodoo, all of it, it's powerful, don't get me wrong, but it was still, it's of the old world. And some of its rules and regulations now are going to be left behind, because a lot of the magic that worked in the old matrix system is not going to work in the same way moving forward. So it's really a smart thing, even if you are well versed in these things, to learn how to tune deeper into your own intuitive guidance and allow those other practices to work as guidelines for you. I'm not saying throw it out at all. There's power in those things. They wouldn't have like lasted this long, but it's really about tuning into your own individuality and your own relationship with your divine guides to show you how it is that these things are going to work on your behalf, right? At the bottom of the deck, we do have Blue Malva. Blue Malva. Blue Malva is part of the mallow family, okay? It's all about helping to prepare your heart to receive. That's what Blue Malva is. It's an energy, it's a plant that we work with in herbal medicine, especially to deal with somebody who has become very rigid because of emotional trauma. And as such, they need to become a little bit more flexible and open to receive, you know, the guidance and the help they need. So the Blue Malva, a lot of us have been through so much shit where we've been betrayed and we've been hurt. And when good things begin to come our way, we have to question them and we have to be discerning. But there is a balance that must be kept there between our protecting self and being open to receive. And so the Blue Malva is here to assist with that. Okay? So guys, I hope this reading was helpful and insightful. It's been a pleasure reading for you, hanging out with you. Please do like if I've helped you in any way. Please, you're welcome to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. What else? Yes, if you'd like to leave me a donation, I don't expect it, but if you feel so led to do so, the information is below. If you would like to work with me one-to-one on your own individual path and journey, then you can find all my information on my website, as well as who I am and my services and what I'm here to do and what I'm here to offer the Divine Collective. So my website information is below. It's Solarah with an H.info. Any other inquiries, please feel free to hit me up with an email. But this is where I'm going to love you and leave you. Until next time, be well.